Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to entitle this video Chat GPT concerning GMS. GMS is known for pushing them prophecies and the scriptures as a whole, just going strictly into the scriptures, no gimmicks, just straight scriptures, straight history, prophecy. And I'm gonna put in I'll do something with the title. I'll condense it down. We are not known for line dancing, Hebrew Israelite comedians. We don't have gimmicks. So I'll play with what I just said, and I'll condense it down into a short topic. Anyway, this is a video that was put up 2 weeks ago. That I put up. It was a re-upload. That was put a video that was the Elder Bishop Ayathan had put up. But somebody else had pulled this up too. It was Chat GPT. I forget who it was. So here, as you can see, read. This is what Chat GPT says regarding GMS IUIC. So this is a dossier, you can call it. Look up the word dossier. So I'm going to let it play. Okay, at 10, you got it right here at 10:49, almost 40 minutes, almost 40-minute video. See, we're known for going out on the highways and the byways, doing the sit-downs, and going strictly into the scriptures. And you got a lot of these Israelite groups that they watched, back in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. You had a lot of people join the various camps. You had, give you a backstory on the Sakari. Sakari is originally, the leadership of Sakari is originally from GMS. They kind of sort of got kicked out, then they got back in, then they left, and it was like an on-again, off-again relationship with the leadership of the Sakari. So in between doing that, the leader, you should know his name, Alizar. The leader had the following, so he set up his own thing called Sakari, and now you have people that broke off. That as we speak, they recently broke off from Sakari, and they set up their own thing. Then you have people of you have certain individuals part of GMS that kind of went off and did their own thing. Then you have people that watch the videos, and then they kind of they come up with a name, a nifty name. I haven't used that word in a long time. Dealing with Israel, sons of the Most High God, angels of death of the Most High, whatever. They'll get the 12 tribe sign, just like we got it. Don't know how to break it down necessarily, but they got the 12 tribe sign. They know Paleo Hebrew, and they'll tell you in a minute, nah, the Spirit showed us a sign, and the Paleo Hebrew and the scriptures. No, that's bullshit. You watch some of GMS videos, some of IUIC, some of IUCBK, some of this, some of that, and you kind of took certain things from GMS, and you discarded certain things from the GMS, and then you said, well, I'm going to go with the IUIC. When it comes to the great doctrine, I ain't with that. What's wrong with GMS, so forth and so on. Now you have a lot of different characters. You're dealing with personalities. And I got to deal with that shit too, personalities, man. Guys that kind of want to go their own way. You got to kind of pull them to the side and, give them a spiritual spanking. But you got characters out there. You got characters that have no character, if you know what I mean. And you have personalities. And I'm watching. I'm gonna show you this in a minute. I'm gonna let this play. I'm watching the various different groups, the way they act. Some of these guys are in that. How can I put it? That scholarly demon. They'll have debates with Edomites, and I'm not pointing to one particular group because it's not one particular group that does that. And they kind of become a celebrity. Well, they do become a celebrity Israelite. And the way that guy debates, and he gets off on debating, I'm not talking about one guy. You might be, well, you talking about Captain? No, I'm not. Nope, because Captain Zariak debates Sakari, the Hakar, and Hassad, they debate. So there's certain brothers that are like that sit down type of thing. And a lot of them, they like that. Like I said, they like that scholarly. We're sitting down having discussion on the Bible with the Christians. Ain't no fuck a Christian, man. That's the topic right there. We don't need no goddamn Christians. We ain't having no sit. If it comes to GMS, we don't have no sit downs with them. We don't talk to them. We won't give them the time of day. If a building fall on their ass, well, good. Praise Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and keep it moving. Like this guy, Vocab Maloney rolled. The only way he was able to deal with us, he rolled up on us. He snuck up on us, and that's why I said call the cops on him, because I have nothing to discuss, nothing to talk about. But what about this? I don't tell it to the Marines. I don't give a damn about your scriptures. If you don't understand what it is, then that's on you. You ain't supposed to understand. There's another. Let me see if I can find this. Kind of ranting right now. I was just watching a video with these Israelite women dancing, line dancing, put up by the elder Manasseh Zakbar. And at first I said, who's this? What group is this? And in my back of my mind, I said, I know it's not talking about the IUIC because they wear the purple. Well, wait a minute, where's the purple at? But I looked closely and I noticed they had different clothing on, but they had fringes on, and they doing the line dance. I'm like, what you gonna have next? A rodeo? I said, this is all gimmicks, man. This is why IUIC gets so many members. Because there's so many things to do. There's so many things to do. Hey, that's the Disney World of Israelism. Remember that. IUIC is the Disney World of Israelism. Let me say that again. IUIC is the Disney World of Israelism. You can pretty much, they got everything for you, man. Anything you want to do, IUIC got it. And I ain't saying it to snap. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Do they got country singers? Do they got Jakes in there singing country music with fringes on their guitar? They got hip hoppers. They got R&B singers. They got all kind of things, man. I'm still trying to find out. Anybody can help me in IUIC. Let me know what's going on with Bishop Nathaniel. If he's in the hospital, I ain't gonna snap on him. I ain't gonna snap on him. If he's in the spirit world, I'm not gonna snap on him. I promise you that. But he's been AWOL for a month, and there's videos popping up from the different IUIC state camps, but they're all old videos. Their videos may be 2 years. Well, there's one that was like 12 years ago. You could tell by their looks; they look younger. You see faces that you don't see now. So a lot of them fell off. But I'm not here to rant on the IUIC. But I saw that damn video, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like I said, going back to these guys, there's some guys that have a scholarly demon on them. They like to sit down and have a civil debate with a Christian. Fuck a Christian, man. You know, fuck Vocab Malone, fuck God Logic, fuck all of them. Fuck TD Jakes. And by the way, everybody, oh, he got Judge. You know what? TD, this is my something I'm coming up. This is a term that I'm originating. I invented. It's called a Hollywood stroke. That nigga had a Hollywood stroke. What does that mean? What do you think that means? That big fat nigga had a Hollywood stroke. That motherfucker was acting. He should get the Oscars for that. Oh, he got a stroke, man. The Most High judging him. Oh my goodness. Nope. The nigga he's on that list. He's on that list. You know what list I'm talking about. Anyway, please forgive me. Let me let this play. Now, I said that the chat GPT pretty much said that, mentioned Apostle Tahar, GMS, Great Millstone, and it's going to say that we basically, in not so many words, they might even say it, we go into the scriptures and we prophesy. That's all you're going to get. That's all you're going to get. What you going to get from GMS? You're going to get prophesying, you're going to get breaking down the scriptures. You're not going to get a lot of gimmicks and a lot of fluff on the highways and the byways. Winter's coming up. We'll be out there most of the winter, if not all of the winter. If it's real cold out there, you know, you don't got to go out. Especially Chicago and out there in Milwaukee and places like that in Midwest. If it's real cold, don't go in there. You know, if it's cold enough where you can bear it, go ahead and bear it. You know. If it gets too cold, you cut the speaking short and you finish, you know, in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's raining, monsoon, if it's drizzling, it rains, it starts to rain and it stops, good. You pull out the umbrellas. If it's monsoon rain, you don't go out there and you get your Bibles all messed up, your phone get messed up, your camera get messed up, you get soaking wet, you fighting the elements, okay? But now IUIC, and I know in the East Coast, Northeast, when it gets cold, they just close the camp. Oh, we don't go out. We take the whole winter off. So they're seasonal Israelites. Anyway, let me let this play. So I'm at 10 minutes and 49 seconds in. And we don't have women in our camp. We don't have women, children, none of that. So you can't say, them GMS guys, they raping them little girls. We don't got no girls. There ain't no girls could come around. If you brothers have daughters and sons and wives, leave them at home. You become a teacher so you can teach them. All right? And I guarantee you there's a whole lot of adultery going on with certain camps that allow women and men congregate together. It happened at One West. One West became a whorehouse, man. And the leadership didn't do nothing about it. The Magnificent Seven, they didn't do shit about it. The school was out of control. That's why the shit got broken up. Meanwhile, I was up in Connecticut. I said, man, the hell with this, man. I don't. even High Priest Ariel pulled me to the side saying, you don't show your face. I'm up and now you got to show your face. If you don't show your face, I'm going to take your rank. I said, you can have my rank. I said, this rank don't mean nothing to me. You can have my rank. And then he said, look, man, just show your face. And out of respect, I said, yeah, I will, High Priest Ariel. Because I'll tell you, I love High Priest Ariel. Okay? A great man in the spirit. I don't know what's happening now, but hey, if we find out he's about to get evicted or homeless or whatever, and we find out about it, he's gonna be good. He'll be good. Trust me. If we find out about that, anything about that, are you crazy, man? As great as that man was, I'll say was. I don't know what he's doing now. Spirit was heavy on him. So may the Most High have mercy on him. So anyway, let me let this play.
The Blue Letter Bible, you know, the Blue Letter Bible, the Bible dictionaries. You have to pick out the fucking bones because they'll mix in the truth with lies. I mean, we just seen it right now with artificial intelligence, straight up fucking lied. And you had to drill down for it to actually get to the truth. But you see how they try to leave the man out, you know? There's a reason for that. So it says, now let's read this. Apostle Tahar is a prominent leader within the Great Millstone GMS, one of the most influential and widely recognized factions of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, which that's a term they came up with so they can categorize us on paper, so they can build a case against us. They had to make up a straw man, BHI, because we don't call ourselves Black Hebrew Israelite, and we never use the term Black Hebrew Israelite movement. The Hebrew Israelites is a nation.
IUIC, the leadership of IUIC, they recently started calling every Israelite, not IUIC, Black Hebrew Israelites, but they're just Israelites.
And they're different shades of brown. And right now, through the process of mixing races, so to speak, and mixing seeds, you got even Israelites, Hebrew Israelites that look like Edomites. So anyway, Apostle Tahar is a prominent leader within the Great Millstone GMS, one of the most influential and widely recognized factions of the BHI movement. GMS is known for its strict, literal interpretation of the Bible, and its members assert that African Americans, as well as other people of color, are the true.
So you heard that? Strict. If you go off, we're gonna jump on you, man. You'll be out of the camp. Let me bring that back.
GMS, one of the most influential and widely recognized factions of the BHI movement. GMS is known for its strict, literal interpretation of the Bible, and its members assert that African Americans, as well as other people of color, are the true descendants of the ancient Israelites. Apostle Tahar is a key figure in the GMS leadership and is considered one of its founding members, having helped establish and promote the group's doctrines. Under his leadership, GMS has gained a significant following, particularly through a strong online presence. What did I say earlier? I said the other leaders became known through Great Millstone online, because when we started...
Right, strong online presence. In July of 2027, we started putting up videos. That's back when you had the grainy video YouTube. You got, the limit was 10 minutes. So when we went out there, we was on 33rd Street. It was down the street from 34th. Then when the camp, people started coming in, then we split the camp up to 2 camps. And if we was out there for 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the case may be, you would have a part 1 to a part 49 or whatever. So people be watching them videos. Meanwhile, you had Bishop, you had the IUIC. They had a site up before us a year, and I was aware of it. I was aware of this site, YouTube page, because YouTube came on the scene in 2005. IUIC and GOCC, and I believe maybe another camp, but they weren't putting up videos like we were putting up. So we got known by giving you everything. When you go to IUIC video, at that time I don't even think they use IUIC, but you would have a video. It would be Bishop Nate and maybe Yawasop and Bishop Yawasop. And they'd be out there on Eastern Parkway, right by the bank on the island. I know what it is because I had a camp out there. I know exactly where they were at that time. And there would be a 10-minute video. Then all of a sudden, there would be no more follow-up videos. And they would say in the comment board, where's the rest of the video? Where's the rest of the video? Where's part 2? Where's part 3? Then they would put a website, and if you go to the website, they will sell you breakdowns. I remember they would say, for this price, you can get the breakdown of Daniel 2, Daniel 7, Daniel 9, and Daniel 8. And for this amount of money, you will break down Revelation chapter 12 to you, a deep breakdown, but you got to pay for it. And then tell me I'm a liar. Tell me, Tahar, you a goddamn liar. Tell me that. Tell me that I am a liar. You had a fucking price tag on everything that you had. It's all about the motivation with you is goddamn money, man. That's the motivation with you. So let's listen.
When we got on YouTube, we flooded it with the word, and the Hebrew Israelites.
And that's what you were supposed to do. Yahweh Shai said in not so many words, in a couple of different, Matthew 10, the commission, Matthew 28, the Great Commission, the commission in Matthew chapter 10, reading from the first verse, it mentions the 12. Then in 56th verse on down, that whole chapter is good. I got to do a thing on that whole chapter in the NLT. That Matthew chapter 10. That's a powerful chapter right there. There's a lot that comes out of that chapter. But the Lord basically said, go to the children of Israel. Don't go to the Gentiles. Don't go to the Samaritans. All right? That's the only script you need on a Christian. Well, he changed that, and he this, that, and the other. It was Gentiles and Cornelius, and he told them they're Israelites, all right? But we don't deal with them no more. You wanna conversate with us, you wanna learn something, you gotta denounce Christianity. Just like becoming a witch, I said this in a previous video. If you were raised up as a Christian and you want to be a witch, there's a certain ceremony that you have to go through. You have to take the cross, turn it upside down, and break the T down, and that put a circle around it. It forms a peace sign. So these people wearing the peace sign, not knowing that they were telling the world that they're witches, not knowing it. Okay? Anyway, let me let this play. Anyway, I'm sorry. Matthew 28, go to every nation preaching in the name of your Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That's why we say Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Rakah Kodash is the Holy Spirit. So he said, teaching in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Not just the Father and the Son. Go to Matthew 28:19. So that's exactly what we did. The Yahweh Shai didn't say, make garments and sell them, and make breakdowns and sell them, put a price tag on everything, and have debates with Christians and Muslims. I wouldn't have a debate with a Muslim roll up. I say, look, brother, we're not here to have a discussion. We're not here to debate anything. We're here to teach, and we're here to lecture to you. Okay? If you don't like it, you can just shut up and stay in the crowd. They'll get offended. Or you can walk down the street. Or we'll call 911 on you. Okay? Because we're doing a film, all right? So you're harassing us. We don't got nothing. We'll throw a couple of precepts at you, and if you can't get it, we're gonna look, man, on to the next. We only tolerating people that want to learn this thing, and you may or may not be one of the elect.
Went viral. Okay. So this is a fact right here. So ChatGPT knows it's giving the props for this, and Slack giving us props, and we have to be careful about that. It has nothing to do with us. Most High Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai has used us. All praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because that's what Moses did. Moses kind of gave himself props, and the Most High got pissed off. So it's not about us, but the Most High did use us as the messengers to bring forth His word through the internet, which was a technology He created to do this very thing. But He used Great Millstone to bring His word out. So it says, Apostle Tahar is a key figure in the GMS leadership and is considered one of the founding members, having helped establish and promote the group's doctrines. Under his leadership, GMS has gained a significant following, particularly through a strong online presence, including YouTube channels where Tahar and other leaders regularly share teachings, debates, and lessons from the Bible. Okay, key aspects of Apostle Tahar's leadership and teaching.
Don't forget, we're also known for our line dancing in the Hebrew two-step. and debates and parties and this and gatherings and blah blah blah.
Right? He did say they have a dossier on him, and they do. Doctrine of Israelite identity. Like many in Hebrew Israelite movement, Apostle Tahar teaches black people, which we say so-called, which they refuse to use that as well. Black people are the true descendants of Israelites, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Are the lost tribes and in fact African Americans, Native Americans, and other oppressed peoples of color. He and GMS strongly emphasize this identity in their sermons and outreach. Emphasis on the Apocrypha. See, we're known for digging in. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. What about our line dancing? What about the Hebrew do-si-do? What about the Judite hustle? You know? What about the Issachar waltz? What about that? We ain't known for our parties? Our get-togethers? GMS after party? What about that? GMS, you guys are boring. Good. I'm glad. I take that as a compliment.
Known for digging in. Emphasis on Apocrypha. One of the defining aspects of GMS teachings under Apostle Tahar's leadership is the use of the Apocrypha, books that were removed from the Christian Bible in the 16th century. GMS incorporates these texts into their doctrines, which sets them apart from some other black Hebrew Israelite groups.
You don't get gimmicks. You get the straight. What you're going to get out of us, you're going to get teachings. And that's why right now we're back. We done broke down all the prophetic scriptures, but we're just going back over it now. And a lot of people, even IUIC, they going through a lot of the the interpretations of the prophetic parts of the scriptures. So we just go into the scriptures, but the Spirit always on me to go into them prophecies. So we're reviewing the prophetic scriptures again. Don't be surprised in the next couple of days I go through the book of Daniel chapter 7 or Daniel chapter 2 or Daniel chapter 8 or Revelation chapter 12 or Revelation 20, although we went through this. Okay? Or 2nd Ezra 9, 2nd Ezra 6, 2nd Ezra 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so forth. Joel 2. These are the precepts that you're supposed to be going over and over again.
3. Militant and confrontational approach. GMS, and by extension, Apostle Tahar, is known for its militant tone and confrontational stance. Though I am rude in speech, I'm not rude in knowledge, particularly against Christianity, modern-day Judaism, and other religious groups. Members of GMS are outspoken in their belief that traditional Christian churches misinterpret the Bible, and they have been vocal in their criticism.
The Bible, you think if you have a sit-down with them, a friendly dialogue with them, you think vocab is gonna see it? I was watching I forget the brother's name, from Sakari out there in the West. They was at a table and they had a sit down, respectful sit down with Vocab Malone. And I started drowsing off, man. I said, where's the energy with this thing, man? It going into the, and like I said, this guy, Vocab goes into what you call a straw man's fallacy, straw man's argument. If you're dealing with something and I kind of take a word and I change the subject to argue on that because I know I'm going to lose if I deal with the principal argument. You just said that? You just mentioned that? Let's deal with this. No, that's a straw man fallacy. And that's what he does. So their discussion was on the New Testament. Well, the New Testament already here. And, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll say, okay, let's go with what you say. The New Testament is already, the New Covenant is already here. who does it apply to? Well, who is it applied to? We're talking about the new covenant. Who does it apply to? Let's go with you. It's already here, but who does it apply to? And then let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to Jeremiah 31:31, and let's go to Hebrews 8:6 on down. What does it say, Gentiles? It mentions Judah and Israel. It mentions Judah and Israel. Then it mentions Israel, because the two kingdoms came together. So the new covenant is for who? It's for the Israelites only, and it starts with the elect. I'm not going to sit down with vocab or any Christian about any goddamn thing. Like they're going to, you know what, you're right. All of a sudden, vocab, you didn't convince vocab. He's saying, you know what, them Israelites are right. You got to listen to them. And he might say he's an Edomite. He knows he's going into captivity. He ain't got no time to. These people are living in a fantasy world. They think a white man going to come down and save them. Let's go.
They perceive as false doctrines. And that's a good thing to be known. That's a good report to have yourself, as a representative of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because of what the scriptures say, that we have to cast down all false doctrines and all imaginations.
Matter of fact, let me go to that. That's 2 Corinthians 10. And I'm going to read in the NLT. As soon as it come up, I'll read it. Let me go to the NLT. Okay. Okay, here it is. Let me go right to the point. Right, we are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. It's not carnal. You got certain does that. They put the gun thing out there. So Paul cuts that we don't our warfare is spiritual. But Esau wants it to be physical. Esau's only of the physical world. His threat is a physical threat. It's not a spiritual threat because he don't believe in the spirits. He will believe in the spirits very soon. I'll read it verbatim, God's mighty weapon, not worldly weapons. Ooh. So what is the Most High's mighty weapon? The scriptures. not worldly weapons, not guns. You Homo sapiens and your guns. To knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. Ooh, let me read that again. We use the Most High's mighty weapons, which are spiritual weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. So when a Christian says, oh, Gentiles can make it, well, we'll destroy it by saying, well, those Gentiles are Israelites. Remember, they're looking to get, they need us. We don't need them. Vocab Malone needs us. He needs the Israelites. We don't need him. We ain't knocking down his door to have a discussion with him, but he's banging down the door to have a discussion on us. So he's an ongoing joke. Nobody takes him. Well, GMS doesn't. We don't take him seriously. We do not take that guy seriously at all. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing the Most High. So what does that mean? I like this definition, this version. I like it. It says, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing the Most High. So you got a Jake that's raised up in Christianity, think the Messiah is a so-called white man and everybody can make it. Well, we show him the scriptures that's wrong. And then what happens is you either don't deal with it, buck up against it, tell yourself that these guys are going off and they're a cult. That's the word. They're a cult. Cult just means worship, okay? Cult just means worship. That's all it means. Every religion is a cult. It says, we capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey the Messiah. And after you have become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient. So if we wake you up to the truth and you join the camp and you're doing the right thing, so now you join the numbers to convince other people out there, Israelites, that they're going off in the hopes that they come in. And that's what we call the elect. That's what the scriptures call the elect. Look at the obvious facts. Right, it's all about facts. I'm going to look up the word facts or fact. Those who say they belong to the Messiah must recognize that we belong to Messiah as much as they do. I may seem to be boasting too much, but the authority given to us by our Lord, our Kyries. Why did I say Kyries? That word there means superior. But our authority builds you up. Our authority builds you up. That's where you get the word edification. To edify somebody, the word edify means edifice is a building. You're building knowledge on them. You're building them. You're building them. You're building their minds. Hey, there was a commercial where building great minds. Because when you become smarter, you're building. You're going to different levels. The school system, the American school system is based upon what? Levels and degrees. You start from the first grade, second grade, third grade. Somebody in the seventh grade knows more than somebody in the first grade. It doesn't tear you down. So I will not be ashamed of using my authority. I'm not. That's why we anything that comes up that's not scriptural, we do a video on it. We knock it down. I'm not trying to frighten you by my letters. For some say Paul's letters are demanding and faultful, but in person he is weak, and his speeches are worthless. Now Apollo was a more powerful speaker than the Apostle Paul, because some people were following Apollos, right? Paul wasn't no dynamic speaker, but his letters were strong. It says these people should realize that our actions when we arrive in person will be as falseful as what we say in our letters from far away. I don't got to read no more, but you get the point, right? Main point is this is not a carnal war. You got guys out there. Sakari does this. I don't know if anybody else. They got guys out there with AR-15s or holding posts, and the scriptures say, "Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove," or with sheep in the midst of wolves. Where you ever see a sheep with a AK-47? And these people are set up as stumbling blocks anyway. They're set up to follow. When you have certain followers follow certain Israelite groups, they're going to follow them based upon their personality. See, I'm getting with this group because this is more militant than that group. And then when you go in there, because you're going in there on a carnal mindset. So now where am I? Let's come back over here. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Cast them down. Because that's what a man of the Lord would do. Verse 4. Focus on prophecy and end times. Apostle Tahar and GMS place a strong emphasis on the prophetic aspects of the Bible, particularly those related to end times. They believe that the coming of the Messiah, whom they refer to as Yahushai. Man, I say this in my videos all the time. The world knows the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son through Great Millstone. If it wasn't for us, that name would not be so as widely known. There would be no controversy over those names because we push it so hard. They believe that the coming of the Messiah, whom they refer to as Yahushai, is imminent, and the oppression of black people will come to an end. Strict adherence to the law. Like many black Hebrew Israelites, GMS advocates for strict adherence to the law. Yes, we teach about the law. Of course. You know? Through faith we establish the law. But we know about the faith. We know that you cannot be delivered. You can't be saved by the law. If that was the case, there would be no need for Yahushai. It's common sense, bro. You know? Let me see. Online presence. GMS has a large following on YouTube and other social media platforms where Apostle Tahar and other members regularly upload videos to teach and spread their message.
We don't teach you how to do the do-si-do. You know, we don't teach you the Hebrew two steps. We don't teach you line dancing, you know. Hey, when we have the Passover, we don't film the Passover. We'll film right before we'll have the Passover ceremony. I mean, you can do that. You can actually film it, but we don't. But we'll tell you about it. We'll break down the Passover to you.
Controversial beliefs and practices. GMS and Apostle Tahar's teachings are often seen as controversial due to their militant rhetoric, criticism of other religious groups, and exclusivist views. The group's teachings often include strong denunciations of mainstream Christianity, white supremacy, and other religions, which have led to criticism from a variety of sources, including mainstream Jewish groups, Christians, and other black Hebrew Israelite factions. Man, they got us down to a... See, they study us, man. Public outreach. GMS members, including Apostle Tahar, engage in street preaching, often in urban areas where they deliver their message to passerbys. This public presence has garnered both support and backlash. Whew, this is dope. In summary, Apostle Tahar is a central figure in the Great Millstone camp of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. His teachings have helped shape GMS into one of the most visible and controversial Hebrew Israelite groups today, with a strong emphasis on identity, prophecy, and strict adherence to the Old Testament laws.
Identity.
Yo, this is a great
identity and prophecy. Identity and prophecy. And strict adherence to Old Testament laws. That's why when you see us, we got beards. Another thing, this is what IUIC is known for. They'll grow beards. They'll have hair, whatever, short hair, long hair, and then they'll get the side. Right around where their ear is at, they raise that up. That's breaking the law. They get what I call a mini mohawk. It's a mini mohawk. So these guys will be out there. They'll tell people to keep the law, but meanwhile they're not what precepts to come to mind? Matthew 23. The Lord said, "Do what they say, but not what they do, for they say and do not." They tell you, "Where's your fringes at? See, you ain't got your fringes on them. You're gonna burn in hell." Meanwhile, they don't have a phylactery. They don't have a paddle. They don't keep the Sabbath the right way. They don't keep the new moon the right way. So all their high holy days are off. Sabbath is not based upon Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. Friday, the Sabbath is based upon when the new moon comes in.
Report card. So let me do this. And again, this is a spirit having me doing this. I never did this before. So let me see. Differences between, I just want to dig deeper. Let's dig deeper. Between GMS and Israelite United in Nathaniel. So I don't know if he's King Nathaniel, Bishop Nathaniel, Grand Emperor Nathaniel. I don't know what his title is now. So I'll put Bishop. Hopefully he doesn't get angry with me because I didn't say King or whatever his title is now. So
Big Brother Almighty.
Here, let me make it more fine-tune this. All right, I'm curious. What did Guan say? Okay. Let's see. Apostle Harv, Great Millstone, and Bishop Nathaniel of IUIC are both prominent leaders within the BHI movement, but they lead two distinct factions. Can I make this bigger? Oh, yeah. Two distinct factions with differences in their interpretation of the Bible, methods of outreach, and organizational styles. Here's a comparison. Okay, doctrinal differences. GMS. Under Apostle Tahar is known for strict literal interpretation of the Bible, including the Apocrypha. So when they say literal, because we know we look at the scriptures spiritually, so we know some scriptures are literal and some are symbolic, So when they say literal, my interpretation of that means that we don't sway away from the scriptures say. We kind of pretty much stick to what the script says, So literal interpretation of the Bible, including the Apocrypha. GMS places a strong emphasis on the prophetic end times and often uses aggressive language when condemning mainstream Christianity. I quoted the scripture earlier, though I am rude in speech but not in knowledge. Modern day Judaism and other religious institutions. GMS teaches that so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, blah, 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 are of the true descendant of ancient Israelites, and they also place a great importance on identifying the mark of the beast. Man, what? And the upcoming return of Yahweh Shai. Okay? This is Ezekiel 33, right? Around the 30th verse, When this thing shall come to pass, then they shall know a prophet has been among them. But in the meantime, they're talking shit. Hey, let's hear what these GMS niggas got to say. They're talking about the mark of the beast. Ha, ha, ha. It's June. Ain't no microchip here. Ha, ha, ha. And, talking all this jazz. And then when the things come to pass, then they shall know a prophet has been among them. Okay? But this solidifies it right here. GMS is known for prophesying about the end times, the prophets, right? That's what the prophets do, Jeremiah 28:8. Prophesying about the mark of the beast and prophesying about Yahweh's return. That's what we're known for. And those are great things to be known for. GMS practices strict adherence to the Mosaic law, and its teachings can get very confrontational in tone. Well, it says Yahweh was an austere man, right? So, hey, IUIC, led by Bishop Nathaniel, share similar beliefs about Israelite identity, but they are generally more organized and structured than GMS. IUIC also teaches that black people are true descendants of the Israelites, but IUIC approach tend to be more disciplined and polished with an emphasis on unity and order. IUIC avoids using Apocrypha as core text, focusing more on the Old and New Testament.
No, they do use the Apocrypha. They use the Apocrypha as much as we do. They do use the Apocrypha, so they went off on that.
Okay, well, that's to their detriment, because the Apocrypha contains much information, and it's, if you will, fills in gaps that you might have in your understanding of things that happen in the Old Testament. Like, because of the Apocrypha, you can understand much more the history of the 10 tribes, of why they came to the Americas, how did they end up in
the Apocrypha mainly. Just to give you this example, in Maccabees, to get the full understanding of why Israelites were being referred to as heathens, Greeks, Grecians, Gentiles. In order for you to get the understanding, you have to go back to the first and second Maccabees, mainly the first. It goes into it in the first. And the second as well. And this is why they were deemed to be Gentiles and heathens by the Israelites that knew that they were Israelites. So when they looked at Cornelius, which he was an Israelite, they looked at him as a heathen. I mean, he might have been, his line might have gone back to Israelites, but he doesn't dress like an Israelite, doesn't eat like an Israelite, he has tattoos on him, he's bald headed, he got no beard, this, that, and the third. He ate pork.
Other islands, that's because of the Apocrypha. We understand what happened with after the death of Alexander the Greek, and how the Greek Hellenization was spread, and how wickedness was spread rapidly after his death. That's in the Apocrypha. The Maccabean Wars, Hellenization, that's all in the Apocrypha. So, I mean, I don't watch enough IUIC videos to say whether this is factual or not. But now that I think about it, the videos that I have watched, I don't think I've ever heard them go into the Apocrypha, to be honest with you.
No, they go into the Apocrypha. They go into the Apocrypha.
So here, IUIC is less confrontational and typically adopts a more moderate approach to outreach, avoiding the kind of aggressive language and public rebukes common in GMS. Yeah, well, that kind of pretty much shows that GMS, we teach in the same manner as the apostles did in the times of Yahweh, because they spoke in the streets and many fights happened, and this is why Paul made the statement, I'm not rude in speech, although I'm rude in speech, not in knowledge, and this is why they put hands. Some of them got stoned, stoned to death, got hands put on them, landed in jail because of the way they spoke. Garnered a lot of hate, as well as garnered a lot of support, So IUIC is less confrontational and typically adopts a more moderate approach to outreach, avoiding the kind of aggressive language and public rebukes common in GMS. Their group also emphasizes spiritual growth and community building, which, we're not into community building. The Most High told Jeremiah, pray not for these people. Now the community that we build is what the sanctuaries. The Lord said He was going to make us
the elect. That's all.
Small sanctuaries in all the countries where we're scattered. So we community build among the brotherhood, yes, but not with the 2/3 and strangers. Heathen. We don't community build with them. That's not scriptural. And furthermore, the Lord says He's coming to separate. The Yahushua came to separate the elect from everybody else. So, with a significant focus on morality, family, and personal discipline. It sounds like the Christian church to me. So, methods of outreach. GMS, Apostle Tahar. Street preaching. GMS is well known for its aggressive street preachings and the open rebukes of passerby. Members of GMS often hold public debates and challenges, especially against Christian preachers and other religious figures. No compromise. GMS does not usually compromise on its doctrines, which you can't. Why would you can't compromise on the truth? That's Revelation, the last chapter. You know, about those who add or take away from the book. The Lord says He's going to add the plagues written in His book unto them. So you're not supposed to. You can't compromise on the scriptures, on the truth, right? Even was it Apostle Paul said, if any angel even comes to you preaching something other with what you'll learn, let them be accursed. So that means no compromise. When did Yahushua compromise on what He taught? Never. Matter of fact, He died for what He taught. He didn't compromise. No compromise. GMS does not usually compromise on its doctrines and is most likely to speak directly and forcefully, sometimes using offensive language and provocative tactics to get attention and deliver their message. You know, and also that's a tactic, right? It's a tactic. GMS also engages in online debates and videos often challenging mainstream ideologies, IUIC. Orderly outreach. IUIC places a significant focus on order and discipline in its street teachings. IUIC members often wear matching purple and gold garments, how cute, and stand in formation, very cute, presenting themselves as a unified military-like organization, right? Because they're
leaders.
A
lot of these people to join. I don't know if there's any elect. I believe there are. I know that there's sincere brothers in there, and I believe, my personal belief, that I could be right, it could be wrong, that there's elect among them, you know, true brothers among them. If they are, they're going to come out of that. But a lot of, I would say, a certain percentage of them are not of the elect, and they just kind of come in because, oh, look at the garments, look at this, look at that. Oh man, I can get I'm a rapper. I can get a contract with the original royalty and stuff like that. Because you got guys that are in the original royalty, that the music part or whatever, and they're not really into the truth. They're not really into the going out there on the highways and the byways. They're doing music, and they'll take certain scriptures and put the Most High's name in there, and they might make money off it. So you got a lot of people in there that don't belong in there. But I do believe, like I said, this is my personal belief. Like if all of them fall off, well, you were wrong, Tahar. Well, I said that was my personal belief. I didn't say the Most High came to me in a vision and said, you know, there's the 25% of the people of the IUIC are of the elect. No, I don't know who's up in there. I don't know, you know. But you know, we'll see if there's elect, part of the election is in that, then they come out. Kanai is not one of the elect. Yahweh, you know, I'm kind of, you know, because Yahweh is sincere. He's a sincere brother, but he's way the hell off. He's under that zombie spell of Baron Semides. And Baron Semides, Bishop Nate, I don't know what he is. He did have a dream that he lost the oil and he got it back. So the question is, when did he lose the oil and when did he get it back? Is the oil still lost? Is it yet for him to come back? Was that just a dream because he ate a bad tuna fish sandwich? You know, only time will tell.
Their leaders come from the what do you call that? They come from they're detectives and police officers. So that's how detectives and police officers and organizations that form themselves after the order of Masons, you know, which you watch how IUIC stand.
Yeah, well, the police order, especially in New York, is based upon the Masons. It goes back to the whole police thing goes back to the paddy rollers in slavery. The enforcers that when the slave ran away, they would get the paddy rollers, and that's what the police was all about. and that's based upon it's based upon masonry.
And their garments, even their garments, the design. Now, IUIC had a design team. They had designed the colors. They had designed the way the garments looked. And the way they were designed as Masonic attire. The apron, everything is designed in Masonic attire. The way they walk is in Masonic attire. The formations, Masonic. It's just the truth. I'm not talking shit. It's actual, factual. Family center. IUIC often places greater emphasis on attracting families and fostering a sense of community, which that's not in the scriptures. Scriptures say that though you have wives, it should be as they have none. And you don't read about the disciples teaching with their families, out there teaching with their families. IUIC often places greater emphasis on attracting families and fostering a sense of community. Their outreach and events tend to focus on building a supportive network for Israelites and educating them about their heritage in an orderly, structured way. Attitude towards other Hebrew Israelite groups. GMS is often critical of other Hebrew Israelite groups, including IUIC, particularly over differences in doctrine and their approach to the truth. Apostle Tahar's group often sees itself as the most authentic and direct representation of the Israelite message.
He's been going off through the years. He's now teaching a Roman Catholic doctrine about hell. So you tell me that the Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is dealing with him. If Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai was dealing with him, he'd be calling on and praising Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Every video I do, I open it up with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Okay. Well, if you read this whole thing I read, that seems to be what the public perception or opinion is as well. Because when you read up top, what I read it is talking about how we're very literal. We're known for the prophecies, for reading the scriptures. We're known for diving into the Apocrypha. So yeah. Apostle Tahar's group often sees itself as the most authentic and direct representation of the Israelite message. They frequently criticize IUIC for being too moderate or not holding fast enough to the stricter interpretation of the Bible. Exactly. You can't be loose with the interpretation of the scriptures. So they got it down pat. GMS tends to view other Israelite groups as compromising on key aspects of doctrine, such as the use of the Apocrypha or the unwavering approach to the law. Now, it mentions GMS, how we are very strict about teaching the law. And I haven't read that yet about IUIC, even though they boast that that's their strong suit, is the law. Strange, ain't it? Okay, so let's read about
IUIC guys said with Patient Saints, they played it Sunday. It was live Sunday. One guy said if your woman's on a period, you ain't supposed to touch her for 7 days. If you lie with her on the 5th day, that's fornication, which fornication means adultery. That's madness. That's freaking madness. Somebody should have jumped up and said, "What? How is you sleeping with your woman, 5 days into a period? You're unclean for 7 days. But how is that adultery? Adultery or fornication? Fornication means adultery. In the New Testament, when you come across the word fornication, it means adultery. So how is that adultery? Adultery is when a man lays with a woman that's married to another man, right? That's adultery. And adultery, I don't know if, I believe, but I don't know. Somebody from the IUIC can tell me and I'll apologize. I believe if you have more than one woman and you're part of the IUIC, that's adultery. Even if you have a woman that's not dealing with you got one woman as your wife, then you got another woman on the side that you are husband and wife, but nobody knows about it. It's like a side thing or whatever. She ain't messing around with nobody. That's not adultery and that's not whoredom. So they add to the book. They're guilty of adding and taking away. Revelation, Proverbs 30, I believe that's the 5th verse. Deuteronomy chapter 4, chapter 6, or chapter 4, chapter 6, the first couple of verses, it speaks about, I believe it's 4, adding and taking away. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 6, your whole conversation is supposed to be about the laws. Because that's all we had at that time, the laws.
UIC. I'm not talking shit. I'm just reading I'm reading AI, artificial intelligence, Chat GPT. IUIC, Bishop Nathaniel, IUIC is generally less vocal about attacking other Israelite groups, but there is still a significant doctrinal tension between IUIC and other factions, including GMS. IUIC is known for being more focused on maintaining unity and less prone to public conflict or internal divisions. They tend to focus more on promoting their own vision of Israelite identity, which includes a less aggressive public image compared to GMS. Yeah, so their own vision of Israelite identity. Position on women, GMS, Apostle Hart. GMS has a patriarchal view of women. Well, that's 1 Corinthians 11:3, where their role is often limited to supporting men in the faith and raising children. GMS tends to be more traditional in its interpretation of gender roles according to the Bible. And the group is sometimes criticized for its views on women's subservience, right? Because that goes into what? GMS not compromising on the scriptures.
So of course we're women, whether they Edomite, Jake women, they're completely out of control because they were able to do what the hell they want to do. To the point where men don't want to even deal with these women. You got all these videos, I ain't got no man. I look good, I'm making money, I'm this. I ain't got no man. Because they tired of your fucking bullshit. They tired of your bullshit. You try to talk to a woman, you know, they get nasty with you. That inside joke, Ariah. I know they did it to me. It's Ariah, High Priest Ariah. Back in the day, you talk to a woman, they'll talk back to you. It's not unless she really likes you. But you say, hey, say hi. They're looking at you like, who are you talking to? And then you find out she got a woman. And these women, they walk around openly in the hood, hand in hand. Men don't do that shit. But women, they'll do it. Hey, Jake women that go to prison, they all become, they all become that thing, until they get out. Then they're not. They never was. These women are out of order because you can thank Esau, man. You can thank this system. This kingdom this is a fake paper mache house of fucking cards. This is a facade, like you got a movie studio and it looks like the White House, but it's really a cardboard, intricate cardboard box basically that looks like in Hollywood. Go out to Hollywood. They had sound stages which looked like actual houses and stuff, but they were sound stages. They wasn't a real. The house never existed. Them westerns. They'll build up a western town. Well, that's a Babylon. Babylon it's a beautiful place to come in and loving. This place is a hot mess, and I believe Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash is going to use Trump to welcome in or usher in the missiles. I believe he's going to usher in the MOTB because he changed his mind on the blockchain. He wasn't with it some years ago. Now he's 100% for it. That was what you call a 180 complete turnaround. Why? Because he was given a script.
Be traditional. Traditional means what? You stick to the Old Testament laws. You stick to the hierarchy the Most High created. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Yahweh Shai said what? He came not to destroy the law nor the prophets, but to fulfill. Paul said what? Yea, through faith we establish the law. We don't compromise. We don't modernize. Okay? So yes, we don't believe women should be out there in a blistering cold or in a blistering heat, teaching and debating and possibly getting caught up in a scuffle or a fight. Okay? Or children. Women don't belong on a battlefield. Not sure why there's such a an issue with that. GMS is also known for promoting a very strict interpretation of the law of Moses, and this extends to women's clothing, modesty, and behavior, right? What I just said. IUIC also holds a traditional view of women's roles, emphasizing that women should be modest and supportive of their husbands. Cool, that's good. However, IUIC has developed programs for women, including groups designated to educate and empower them within a context of Israelite identity. Women in IUIC are often seen as having important roles in teaching children, keeping the family unit strong, and supporting their husband's spiritual leadership. IUIC tends to have a slightly more inclusive and supportive approach to women's role within the organization. Okay? I mean, that may be, and if that's how they do things, that's how they do things, but we don't include women in those intricate matters. And as you can see with IUIC, they got women left and right uploading videos against them, talking ish about them, you know. So yeah, it's not a good idea to have them that involved, because the Lord says He's going to raise up the sons. You know, 1 Peter 2:9. We are to be a royal priesthood. The priests are men, and the Lord says He's going to raise up your sons to be priests and prophets, not the women. You know, so when you bring the women around, it causes confusion. You know, and women, for whatever reason, they hate on each other. Eyes start wandering to other brothers, you know, especially their higher rank, or other brothers' eye may be on your woman if they think she looks good. So it just breeds nothing but wickedness, right? So it's not a thing about hating women. It's a thing about keeping the order. You know, Yahushua called 12 disciples who became apostles. He didn't call any women into the ministry. And when and Slakia, you know, I'm quoting the scriptures. You can go look them up. So I'm just kind of flowing right now. And when his mother came to see him, right, and they said, "Hey, your mother's here to speak to you."
Anyway,
he said, "What?"
That's it. That's all I'm gonna show you. Let me do this. See where the Spirit's gonna take me. I know I went a little long, and I'm still. Somebody help me out. Where's Bishop Nate? Where in the world is Carmen San Diego, and where's Bishop Nathaniel? Where is he? Somebody help! Somebody from the IUIC help me out. It's been AWOL for a month, over a month. He was there a month ago. Now he's gone. Where is he? What's going on? He likes to be in front of the camera. Oh, he's in Africa. Well, wait a minute. Every time he goes to Africa, he films himself. So where is Bishop Nathaniel? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next shalom.